G'day folks. This morning I'm filming a product review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Deeper Smart Sonar, or Deeper Fish Finder. Deeper are a European company. These are made in Lithuania. What these are a portable compact fish finder designed primarily for bait or for bank fishermen, but they can be used by anybody. And here it is. It's a tiny, compact, state-of-the-art, highly technical fish finder. It's not even the size of a tennis ball. I throw it out into the water and it sends a signal back to my mobile phone, and my mobile phone acts as the screen for my fish finder. So rather than the traditional fish finders where you're sitting in your boat and you're trawling along and you're watching what's under the boat, I can cast out from the bank and then I can cast my fish finder out next to my bait or whatever I'm using and see what's underneath. Or I can cast the fish finder out first and let it float around, or cast and reel it around and move it everywhere and just sound out what's under the water and choose where I want to cast. It is designed primarily for bank fishermen, I believe, but it is equally as useful in a kayak or in a boat. That's the most versatile fish finder on the market. Now, this is a sponsored item, I just want to be clear on that, and I'd like to thank Deeper for sending me this. It is one of the best and most exciting toys that I've had to play with for quite a while. Now let's see what's in the box. I will disclose right now that the box isn't how it was packed when I first got it. I actually didn't want to film this video until I'd had a bit of time to get my head around it and use it. So I've had it out, I've played with it, I've tried to put it back in the box to make it look all natural, but it hasn't worked. Here is the unit. It's in a little neoprene type bag, I think it is, or something similar. There's the unit. Look at the size of it. I could almost get it in my mouth. Not that I'd want to, but if I did it'd survive because it's waterproof. It comes with this handy little bag. The bag has drawstrings. You can put the unit in the bag, pull the draw cords nice and tight so it can't fall out, and clip it onto your belt. So that's how compact it is, and you can wear that on your hip of your pants or wherever you want to go, and you can wear that anywhere. Very, very versatile and very convenient, and very small. Also in the box is a charger, a wall charger, and a USB cord to plug into that charger or into a cigarette lighter, which also came with it. The unit itself, probably the first thing that jumped out to me when I opened the box was the quality of the unit. Being that it's made in Lithuania, or made in any European country, the quality is very, very, very good, and it's the first thing I noticed. Here in Australia, in this day and age, there are so many cheap knockoffs of good quality items, things that are produced quite cheaply, particularly in some of the Asian countries. They're a lot of fun, and they're quite cheap to buy, and they're a fun little toy and gadget, but they usually don't last. This is absolutely rock solid. There is not a single rattle, not a single loose wire, nothing. To undo it, it's very, very firm. It actually opens up. There's the round dome. You unscrew the top and it's very tight. That's to ensure that it is waterproof. And then you have two parts. That's just the lid. And you can get, and I'll show you in a minute, you can get a bright yellow lid which is transparent because there's a little flashing LED light in here that you can see through the transparent night, which is when you want to use it for night fishing. So you open that up, inside there's a little USB, micro USB plug to charge it up with. That's the unit there. In that tiny little half a bubble, there is a sonar, a fish finder. Sorry folks, I'm just going to put my hat on sideways. I look like one of the band members from The Offspring, but my face is too shadowed. Inside there is a battery which lasts up to 4 hours of continuous use. I've had this now for about 2 or 3 weeks and I haven't charged it yet. And it's also got the sonar itself in there, and it's got a built-in GPS unit, all in that tiny little wall. How exciting is that? We really do live in the digital era, don't we? Now, as I said earlier, that there is a fluorescent orange, and it is actually reasonably transparent. It's quite opaque, but it does let light through. That's an orange cap. I can plug that cap into the top, and then it becomes suitable for night fishing. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick this up or not, but the top says water and the bottom says proof, waterproof. When you do it up, that's how tight you know to do it. If you do it up so that they don't align, well, I don't know that it would let water in, but I wouldn't advise it. You have to do it all the way around there to where it says waterproof. Now that little light inside can emit through that clear light, that clear orange lid, and at night time that stands out like a beacon, and that is designed for night fishing mode. This really is something else, this thing. I'm going to put the original cover back on. Right, it has 3 anchor points. At the moment I've got my anchor, that's an anchor just there, the anchor point. I've got that there in shore base, in shore mode. I can screw that out, and it's quite a tight little screw. Once again, the utmost quality with this. I can put it at the top there, which is bridge mode, so you lower it straight down in the bridge. I can put it on the side, which is for boat mode, so that it sits on an angle, because boats generally tend to sit back a bit. But for me, it's all about bank fishing, and I'm going to put it back in the bank mode. Now in the box, it also comes with a spare anchor point, so you can actually leave 2 in. If you do a lot of boat fishing and a lot of bank fishing, you can actually leave them in at all times, it doesn't really matter. Right, so that's the unit itself. We've spoken about how versatile it is, what it is, but what functions does it have? This is the Deeper Pro Plus. This is a Wi-Fi enabled unit. It sends a signal directly from the unit to my smartphone via a Wi-Fi connection. The earlier models are Bluetooth. I believe, and I'm no expert when it comes to technical stuff, but I believe the Wi-Fi can transfer a lot more data and has a stronger signal. So this sends a Wi-Fi straight from the unit to the phone. Because of that, I don't need a phone connection. So it uses no download, it uses no internet connection. It also, because of the satellite that's in it, it acts like a normal handheld GPS. Once it's on the water, it picks up satellites and can send back from the unit to my phone, so that on the map, on the offshore map on my phone when I'm looking at it, I can see where I am and I can see where my unit is. I can see that it's 20 metres away. When I have the settings right, in the bathymetric settings, and I will go into this in another video, I can cast it out and reel it in, and it'll actually map out under the water and create a bathymetric map. A bathymetric map, bath meaning water, like having a bath. Bathymetric means underwater map, like an underwater topography map. So I can go to a waterway that's nice and deep and whatever. I can cast it out and reel it in, and this will automatically create an underwater map that I can store offline and look at any time I like. When I'm at work, on my lunch break, when I'm laying in bed at night time, I can use the bathymetric map just to study my favourite waterways at any time I please. I'm getting invaded. How great's this spot? It's not even a national park. I can bring the mad dog out. Hey, say hello to the camera. Ah! Hey fatty, look. Say hello. Okay, on your bike. Right, so that's the bathymetric maps. Straight out of the box, it's easy to use. I use a cod rod with 50-pound braided line, and I think it's an 8 to 10 kilogram rod. So it's nice and sturdy, and I can cast it a mile. And it's got heavy line. I like the idea of heavy line just in case I wrap it around a bit of kabungi weed or something. I don't want to go swimming for it. But it's easy to use. As a basic unit, it is very easy to use. Once you've connected, you cast it out, it'll send a signal back to your phone, and you can read the bottom. It takes a bit more studying to go into the bathymetric maps and work out all the different features and stuff of the app. But as an actual unit itself, it is very easy to use, and it doesn't take long to work out the technical features either. Right now, I'm really enjoying the bathymetric maps. Any advice I've got to anybody planning on buying a Deeper fish finder is to download the app. Go to the App Store or the Play Store if you're on Android like I am. Go to the Play Store and download the Deeper app and just have a play with it, get a feel for it, get a feel for the mapping. You can use the GPS on your phone with the app to mark out your spots and save all your fishing data and stuff like that, every bit as much as you can when you've got the finder. The only thing that you can't do is actually use the finder to sound out waterways and stuff, but you can still use the app. It's a great app on its own, and if you download that before you get this, by the time you buy the actual unit itself, you'll have your head around the app and it'll all work, it'll all fall into place. But it is quite an easy unit to use. Who is it suited to best? Personally, I think bank fishermen, shore-based fishermen. They can cast it anywhere. I'm really enjoying, at the moment it's winter. For a lot of you overseas viewers, particularly in Europe, it might not look like winter because I'm sitting here with the sun hat on and a t-shirt. Down the back there, you can still see the fog hasn't burned off in the valleys. It's only 1 or 2 degrees down there, but it's about 9 or 10 up here, and it's really, really nice in the sun. but it is the middle of winter. There's not a lot of fishing options around for me. So what I'm doing is taking this out to some of my favourite waterways and just getting a feel for the bottom, finding areas, marking out snag piles and saving them as waypoints on the app, so that when the season opens I know where all the good spots are. And when the season opens and I'm bank fishing, this will have a number of uses. For Murray cod and yellow belly, it is ideal for finding structure, finding where the fish might be hiding, finding where the fish might be sitting, looking for drop-offs, looking for natural ambush points, as Murray cod are an ambush predator. For our introduced species, European carp in particular, and trout, I will use it to actually find the fish. With Murray cod, because they hide so close to the logs and the snags, I don't believe that you can see them very well on a fish finder. But with cod, with fish that will swim freely in the open, like European carp and trout and even redfin, the fish finder will pick them up. So I'll be able to cast this out into a waterway. Let's hypothetically, let's say I'm fishing for carp. I'll be able to cast this out into a lagoon or a swamp and just see if there's anything shows up. If it's just sitting in one spot, it's only looking in the one spot, and eventually something shows up in that one spot, then I'll know that a fish has swum underneath my sonar and I'll know to cast there. So that'll come in exceptionally handy for bank fishermen. It's versatile. As I said earlier, you can put it in that bag, clip it to your hip, and you can take it anywhere. So if you're walking the banks fishing for cod, if you get to a spot and you're not sure whether it looks any good or not, just take your lure off, clip that, and I only use a Hawaiian snap, which is what I use for cod fishing on these. Put your Hawaiian snap, clip that on, cast it out, sound out the bank first, just with one cast, unclip it, put it back in your pocket, put your lure back on and keep fishing. Definitely the biggest winners for these are shore-based anglers and bank fishermen. In saying that, there are adaptations. For kayak fishermen, there is like a rubber hose, and boat fishermen, like a rubber joiner adapter that plugs into there, and it keeps it rigid out the side of your kayak or your boat. So you don't have to have it flopping around in the current and stuff like that. It keeps it sitting nice and firm. So it does work very, very well in a boat as well. But definitely, it's the only good quality fish finder that I've seen that you can use from the bank. And have a look at this. We all know that Australians, well, you probably don't all know this, but Australians love a beer. In fact, per percentage of people, Australia has the second highest percentage per head of beer drinkers in the world, following Germany of all places. They must love their beer in Germany. Germans love their beer, and so do Australians. So we've got stubby holders that keep our stubbies cold, and most of you Australian viewers will know that. Look at that. Fits perfectly in your favourite stubby holder. Is that convenient or what? This Deeper Pro Plus retails for about $500. I think I saw them on Mo Fishing the other day for $499. They are distributed by Rapala Australia. Rapala are the exclusive distributors here in Australia. So if you happen to own a tackle store or something and you're watching this video and you're interested in stocking these, contact Rapala. And I do know that Paul from Deeper in Lithuania is rowing his paddle boat all the way over here to Australia in July to go to the AFTA trade show, where he is going to have a stand. And I'll tell you what, if you go to Paul's stand, have a play with one of these, you will be impressed first up by the quality. It's quality plus, it's very convenient, and it's a good price. It's not a 3D structure scanner, okay? It's a $500 fish finder that comes with a lot of convenience. It's very suitable and more than adequate to do the things I need it to do. But don't go out expecting it to be a 3D structure scanner and pick up every little nook and cranny on the bottom. If you want that, you've got to go and lay out thousands of dollars and buy it. And as far as I know, there's not one that you can buy shore-based. But this is a convenient shore-based fish finder that I just absolutely love having in my tackle box, and I'm really looking forward to weather warming back up so that I can get back out and chase a few fish and really put it through its paces. For now, I'm going to have a bit of a play. I better go somewhere else because I'm on top of a hill and there's no water.